All right, my friends, what is up? Welcome back. Week 2 of my my video series here on CoolStuffInc.com. Week 1 was a little good and a little bad. Our record wasn't very good with Creeping Chill Dredge, but we properly called it as the breakout deck of the weekend at SCG Dallas-Fort Worth. Was the most played deck on day 2, put 2 copies in top 8, and was overall considered the breakout deck of a tournament. So results weren't great, but the called shot was good. And this week we're recording this on the eve of Grand Prix New Jersey, which is the first major standard tournament being held in Guilds of Ravnica Standard. So we have a format here that's been played for about a month. There's been a few events, but nothing really focused on just standard. The Team Open in Columbus was a team event, so naturally it was only 1/3 of the event. There was the Standard Classic on Sunday at SCG Dallas-Fort Worth, but obviously most of the good players are still playing in the Open. So aside from random online results, really kind of a underexplored format so far. And now I know you're looking at the screen, you're going, oh my god, Jim's just playing black-green, how boring. Black-green's been like the sort of the de facto best deck at the start of this format. Very versatile, grindy deck, but don't worry. All right, this is not your standard black-green deck. Now, this is a brew cooked up by a good friend of mine and former teammate Andrew Jessup. Andrew was my teammate on Team MTG, and Andrew is really, really good at underdeveloped standard formats. He has 2 Week 1 standard wins on the SG Tour, and he's really, really good at sort of picking apart the early trends of a format before things have really coalesced. I think that's exactly what he's done here. This deck is basically a black-green deck built around the mirror and built around making cards like the grindier elements like Golgari Finebroker, the Vraskas, making those not really matter with one big monster. That's right. Carnage Tyrant is here, and Carnage Tyrant is the core of this deck. Andrew's first draft actually had 4 copies of Carnage Tyrant in the main. We have 3 main and 1 board right now. This is our primary win condition. We have a lot of the usual elements of the grinding black-green decks. You know, we have Jadelight Ranger, we have Merfolk Branchwalker, and we have Seekers Squire, a little explore package to kind of like gum up the ground, gain some value, help us make our land drops, occasionally put cards in the graveyard for more value. And we're playing for Wildgrowth Walker, very important card against the mono-red strategies of the format, as well as any other aggressive strategy. Get this thing to a 3/5 against mono-red, and it's pretty hard to lose, or any red-based aggressive strategy. We also have our Chupacabras, you know, and we have our Vivien Reids, but we're not playing a lot of the grindier elements, like I said. So we're not playing Golgari Finebroker, we're not playing either Vraska. You know, those black-green decks, you know, Eldest Reborn, the typical black-green deck is looking to keep looping things. You know, it's just play an Eldest Reborn and get back my Finebroker, which gets back my Eldest Reborn, and play a Planeswalker, and just really grinding you into the ground. And we're skipping that step. I think one of the most underrated cards in the format, if you read my article last week on Friday, is Find Finality. People are playing it, but they're not really understanding it. Obviously, this is a very good card for a value deck. Either half is very good as, you know, a 2-for-1 against control decks, and also a Wrath of God against, you know, token decks and creature decks and stuff. But this card's a lot more than that. I think that people haven't really considered what this card can do beyond just being a languish double raise dead split card. And I think the biggest thing I talked about in my article was, why aren't people trying to put counters on a hexproof creature? You know, Carnage Tyrant, Vinemare. This deck can cast Carnage Tyrant on turn 5 or 6, untap, and play Finality, wrath the board, and leave you with a 9/8 hexproof trample monster that wins the game in short order. So we're really pushed in hard on Find Finality, especially Finality, and Carnage Tyrant. And then we also have Karn, Scion of Urza as our grindy Planeswalker of choice, which helps to buy time and draw lands for Carnage Tyrant. So a much more, mostly, I want to say aggressive, not in like the Goblin Guide sense, but in more of the, we have more of a plan and we're sticking to it, which is why I like this deck. Typically, I don't like the mid-range decks very much. I like decks that have more of a plan, and this deck has kind of a plan. The plan is Carnage Tyrant all day, every day, and we can return it with our Memorial of Folly. You know, we can keep playing it, defending it, etc., etc. So that's the main deck. We're also playing only 2 Memorial of Folly as a little extra gas. We are a little more concerned about curving out with our Llanowar Elves, so we're only playing 2. We also have a little tech for the mirror in Detection Tower, which can give us a way to answer Knight of Grace, enemy Carnage Tyrants, and things of that nature. Also works against Dive Down, so be aware of that. Sideboard's got a lot of really good choices here. Necrotic Wound. Now, the Undergrowth mechanic, everyone was very excited about it, wasn't very good. It's very hard to put a lot of cards in your graveyard quickly, and then if you are doing that, the payoffs aren't really there for, the enablers like Stitcher Supplier and things like that. However, this is a really good card because it's an exiling 1-mana removal spell. So, Adanto Vanguard, Arclight Phoenix. This thing tags a lot of stuff. Rekindling Phoenix, one of the best cards against the black-green decks. And it's also good against aggro decks because you're playing Explore creatures and they're killing them. And the tempo play of being able to make a turn 5 Chupacabra and Necrotic Wound and double spell is huge. So this card's been really, really good. You can't play a lot of them, but really, really good one. 4 Duress against control decks, pretty standard. 2 treasure maps, very good against the slower decks of the format. Playing cards that can't be Chupacabra'd or Vraska's Contempted is quite good. Just the card is really, really good, honestly. Harpooner is an interesting one. The mono blue deck has been the only deck that's given me trouble playing this deck. If they can get out under you, their Disdainful Strokes and Essence Scatters look really, really good, and they can run away with the game before you can cast Carnage Tyrant or Finality. Harpooner is a concession to that matchup. 3/2 comes into play, kills a flyer. Very, very good there. So, 2 Golden Demise for the Swarm decks. We're not leaning too hard on this card, but it's a nice card to have access to. And then we have the 3rd and 4th of Vraska's Contempt. Very, very important against Rekindling Phoenix. Don't leave yourself vulnerable to a deck playing 4 Phoenixes. Pack your Contempts. Don't leave them at home. And then, of course, the 4th Carny T. I'm going to refer to Carnage Tyrant as Carny T for most of this video, and you're just going to have to deal with it, because Carny T is my boy. So that's the deck. We're going to jump in and play a league. I think this deck is a really good choice for the weekend. Of course, I'm recording this video before Grand Prix New Jersey, and you're watching it the Monday after. So hopefully I was right. Believe me, Dan, Dan's brother Andrew, Andrew and Andrew's brother Dan, and a few other players are going to play it, and we'll see how it does. So let's jump in. Playing a full competitive league as usual. All right, so not a great hand. One of the things you'll notice in this format is the mana is not actually great. Playing this Detection Tower is definitely a cost. Only 8 dual lands overall. Double colors in both colors. That's a good draw. We're going to rely a lot on cards like our Seekers Squire and Explore cards to help smooth our mana out. All right, these blue-red decks have been very, very popular on Magic Online. And Electromancer is definitely their best turn 2 play. It allows them to turn all of our 2-mana spells into 1-mana spells. We're going to play Walker here, and we're going to hope they just can't kill it. Getting Walker online is pretty important as far as bolstering our life total and pressuring them. They have trouble killing it if it gets past 5 toughness. We're not going to block here. They're saying they have shock. They could also have Chart a Course, but I'm not going to risk it. It's not worth 2 damage. All right, that's fair. No Lightning Strike. Ugh. So the second Electromancer is much worse than the first because most of their spells cost 2. So the extra reduction is not really doing a ton. Given that we think they were telling us they had shock, I'm somewhat inclined to lead on Seekers Squire because a 2/3 blocks a lot better, and the Branchwalker will just die to a shock probably. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that. Now we have our black source for Chupacabra also, which is nice. So, all right, our top card is Vivien. Now Vivien's one of the reasons why that the green-black decks are quite good against these Drake decks, because we just have a Planeswalker that kills flyers, which is nice. So now I got a 2/4. I'm pretty happy attacking here. The pressure is on them to kill this Walker, and I doubt they have an answer to it at present because I believe they would have killed it almost assuredly on their turn. The threat of us playing Jadelight Ranger, getting it to 5 toughness immediately is very scary, so this deck's based around Radical Idea, Arclight Phoenix. You use the idea to discard Phoenix exactly and play 3 spells in 1 turn. Please don't kill my walker. Chemist's Insight. Man, that was a pretty good turn, I'm not gonna lie. But we should be lined up reasonably well here. Alright, so there's Vivien. We have a curve of Chupacabra into Vivien into hopefully Carnage Tyrant. There's some argument for playing Branchwalker here and just trying to get another trigger and get this thing to 5 toughness. As opposed to Chupacabra. That might actually be fine. Chupacabra is going to kill a redundant Electromancer or a Phoenix likely to come back. It's not really doing much. I'd rather save it for one of the Drakes. We're going to save it. We're going to play the Branchwalker. We're also gaining life and our opponent is not. And Jadelight Ranger is a very nice one with our Walker, so we're going to keep that. We're going to leave back both of these on defense. It's a pretty easy double block. And even then, if they untap and kill this and attack with everything, it's pretty bad for us. So let's keep our life total under control. You know, with Carnage Tyrant, we have the late game elements here. We should be in pretty good shape. There you go. They found a Lava Coil turn too late, and now our Walker is big enough to... they could have killed the Walker, actually. That's interesting. Unless they have a Beacon Bolt, that would be terrible. Oh my god. Alright, well, that was obviously unbelievable worst case scenario. They had the answer to every single creature, including the exactly lethal Beacon Bolt on my Wildgrowth Walker. That is very, very unfortunate. Obviously, they've drawn some cards and kind of sculpted their hand a bit, but that is quite devastating. I think at this point we are locked into casting Chupacabra. We play Vivien, it just dies, and Jadelight's not doing much either. So we are not in great shape. That was a pretty good. It's been a pretty good opening few turns for our opponent. We're not going to kill the Phoenix. It's too likely to come back. They have Insight in their graveyard. If this deck is allowed to have its Electromancers live, it is pretty scary. All right. Drake is good. We have Vivien to answer it, but you're definitely cheese. Yeah. You can see the tempo gained by the Electromancer this game has been actually unbelievable. We are probably dead this game. All right. I mean, that was a tough one. I mean, we were on the... Yeah, I mean, we were just on the draw, and they just had a really good hand. Not really much you can do there. There's usually a pretty good matchup for us, but Beacon Bolt's the big one. Beacon Bolt gives this deck an answer to big things it normally can't answer. But Electromancer was definitely one of the big problems there. Okay, so sideboarding. I believe we're going to want these Harpooners, maybe. Let's see. I definitely want the Contempts. I want the Necrotic Wounds as well. Karn is not looking great. Find Finality, also not superb here. The Wrath of God effect is not great, and the Erase That effect is not great. We're not looking to value our opponent out here. I'm happy with most of these cards. Do I want the 4th Carnage Tyrant? I don't... It is quite good. I like the Wounds, I like the Contempts. I don't mind getting a Vivien Reid. They're likely to have, it's obviously good, but it's, if we're under pressure, as you saw in that game, it's not very good. And it's very vulnerable to cards like Disdainful Stroke. I think I'm cool cutting those. So we have 4 Contempts and 3 Chupacabras. They are a very threat-light deck. And if we can exile their Phoenixes, we should be in pretty good shape. I think I'm pretty happy with this. It's not a Duress matchup because all their important cards aren't spells, and their spells are very redundant. So I think I'm happy here. Harpooner was a late add. I added that to the deck literally a half an hour ago. I was talking to Andrew about it, and already getting right in the game. So okay, this hand is fine. It's not great, but our Explore cards will either find us lands or put creatures in the graveyard for our wound. We got Chupacabra. It's fine. It's interesting which one we're going to lead on. They are a shock deck. They play a blue land. Okay, I think I want to lead on Branchwalker. Branchwalker can always attack through a 2/2. Jadelight Ranger. So that's an awkward one because we would like to put the creature in the graveyard, but we also want to draw that. I'm just going to keep it on top. If they have turned to Electromancer, it's annoying, but... Alright. Electromancer, very, very good in these decks. Draw 2 lands. That's not even that bad. I'll take that. Divination plus 2/1. Body's relevant, you know? Firemind's Research. Whenever you cast insert sorcery spell, put a charge counter on it. Remove 2 counters, draw a card, 5 counters to deal 5 damage to any target. Alright, I mean this is pretty fine by me. Like we're going to Chupacabra the Electromancer. We have the board. One of the big things about Standard is it's very, very important to have the board. What does that mean exactly? It means that you want to have stuff in play. Standard is a very snowbally format. You know, I have a thing in play, I play another thing, I kill your thing. Chupacabra is a very good snowbally card. So now I have 3 things in play and they have none. So they played this card that didn't affect the board. Yeah, it does stuff, but we've killed their mana engine, we've killed their creature, they have no board. Now they need to answer for things that we have in play, and we can just play more things. You know, if they try and play their own thing, they just fall farther and farther behind. So, and a deck like Green-Black is a huge on-the-board deck. Alright, so Crackling Drake, sure. And now we can see that they Drake, we Vivien, everything feels great. So, this game is going exactly according to our mid-range plan. Yeah, just concession. Perfect. So, as long as we can keep their Electromancer off the board. Now, and we're not super great at that because a lot of our removal is expensive. So, I've seen some of these decks playing Deadweight as a way to do that, but it's a little narrow. And they have to actually just, you know, draw the Goblin and play it on turn 2, so there's no way they have it a third game, right? What are the odds? For those who don't know, the odds are exactly the same. Flip a coin heads 3 times in a row. The odds of it being heads the next time are still 50-50. Gambler's Fallacy. Wrote a good article about that once. So, our goals are important cards in the early game, Llanowar Elves, Wildgrowth Walker, and just getting a board down. Double Necrotic Wound. This is a hand. You turn to Walker. Ideally, we find a land off Squire. I'm pretty happy with this hand. It's a little slow, but turn 1 Mountain. It's interesting. Vivien, not a very good draw. Don't have it again. All right, thank God. That's great. So now we play Walker, kind of force them to answer it. They have a Bacon Bolt. Bacon. All right, there's our Walker. Answer it. Now you get 2 looks at a land next turn, too. If you don't find the land next turn, we're probably in trouble, but Bacon Bolt not currently able to kill this. All right. So, I mean, they could have Essence Scatter effects. They don't usually play that many counter spells, but all right, this works out well. If they Ionize or counterspell my Seekers Squire, great. It's a Seekers Squire, who cares? You know, Lightning Strike? Yeah, do something. Wow. All right. That's great. Draw a land, please. So see, this is the fear with these blue-red decks. When they have their good draws, they look like modern decks. But when they don't have their good draws, they really spin their wheels a lot. And the spin their wheels hands are usually pretty easy to beat because they don't get on the board, which is again one of the things that's really important about Standard is getting on the board. You know, the Radical Idea, Shock, Discovery. You know, especially cards like Radical Idea and Discovery. Discovery costs 1 mana. It's the best preordain ever. If it costs 2, it's more like Anticipate, and that card really stinks. Opt goes top. Right. Once again, we're in the spot where we explore one more time. All right, they beacon bolted. All right, that's fun. Discarding a Phoenix, that's pretty good. So they have 4 cards left. And we drew Jadelight Ranger. Man, that would have been so good. But now our Necrotic Wounds are on, which is really nice. So we're in pretty good shape here. They bring back Phoenix, we can just wound it. They really have nothing doing. They have 4 cards left. We have Planeswalker, we have Jadelight, we have a lot of value here. Just gonna keep our little value train going. Double land. Alright, that's fine. I don't really mind that. You know, we want to make our land drops, so. Again, this card's really been very, very nice. That's fine too. Now the question is, are we going to Vivien it, or are we going to Chupacabra it? If we Vivien it, and we can't Vivien it, because if they bring back the Phoenix, they can kill it, a Shock can kill it, so we're going to Chupacabra it. We would like to have Vivien available with a Necrotic Wound. Like I was saying, double spell. That's what makes this card so good to have a sideboard. You know, I can play this, and I can defend it for 1 mana. Very hard card to play around, too. So. Okay. Now, this is an interesting one. They have an Electromancer, and they're flashing back Radical Idea, discarding another Phoenix. So the question is, do I want to kill this Necrotic Wound right now? Or do I want a Necrotic Wound the Goblin or not? I'm going to say no. I think we have a pretty good chance to get Vivien in play and wound both these Phoenixes. They have a 3rd Phoenix. Things get a little more annoying, but they have a Lava Coil on my Chupacabra. Sure. A Chupacabra. Goodbye. Forever. Alright, so now I get the Vivien Plus, which is great. Now we can find another Wildgrowth Walker. We can really go off with our Jadelight Ranger next turn. So this is all great. We're going to fire in here. Vivien pluses to a very, very large 6 loyalty, which feels pretty great. There you go. There's our Wildgrowth Walker. Reaper's also good, but I think Walker plus Jadelight and Squire is way too good to pass up. So, get our Walker. And I think we're going to leave back our Jadelight Ranger. They have 3 cards in hand. I really want this Vivien to live, and I think that we are very well set up for a longer game here. So I don't want to lose Vivien to like a random, a couple shocks or something or whatever. What a radical idea. Alright, so they're going to cast another Phoenix. That's fine. It's annoying, but we have the answer to 1, obviously, so. So again, they think that I think they're pretty safe here, and they are not. I guess it doesn't really matter. I guess that makes sense regardless, whatever. So, plus again. We're going to get 2 more pluses out of our Vivien before they kill it with Arclight Phoenix, but at this point we'll have... Oh, that's pretty good. We have Chupacabra and Harpooner. They have 2 cards left. So they're running out of gas to actually bring the Phoenix back. I think we're just going to hold Chupacabra, though. I want to just go Jadelight, Walker, Jadelight, Squire, and we're going to have a huge Wildgrowth Walker, and then I'll probably win us the game. So, Wildgrowth Walker... Jadelight Ranger, Contempt, top, and top again. And then Seekers Squire, how about top? We feeling top? Yeah, I like top. And now I got a 4/6. And they have no bacon bolts, and life is good. Perfect. And we have Contempt on top and Chupacabra in our hand. So, take the damage, sure. So again, you can see how things have been snowballing this game. We still have this Planeswalker in play. They're desperately trying to attack it, but falling behind. And we just keep the ball rolling. Now we have big attackers. We still have Vivien. We have removal spells. Everything's going great. They could have a counterspell. 2 more walkers and a Branchwalker. I think I like the Branchwalker here. We're at 29 life. Yeah. The question is, do we Contempt or Chupacabra, and then what do we target? At 29 life, I'm not really scared of just dying. So I think we just attempt to Chupacabra the Drake. They might have a counterspell, but if they do, they do. It's fine. We still have great attacks. We've done a pretty good job keeping this Walker out of Bacon Bolt range, too. You could have Syncopate, I'll play the land. A Chupacabra. Alright, that's fine. Whatevskis. We're at the point now where Vivien doesn't matter. Vivien's done its job. Sure. It's now 10 to 30. Another lecture. They have one card left. And we have the board, and a Memorial, and a Contempt. Put a Radical Idea in the bin. That's cute. Sure. These green-black decks are just really, really good at answering this card. This card's very good, but... Yep, so Vivien's gone. They have completed that sub-quest. And unfortunately, we didn't draw Black Source, so I would like to be able to cast Contempt and use our Memorial to Folly. But, yeah, we can't bring back Chupacabra and cast it. Which stinks a little bit, but this is fine. Yeah, whatever. We have 3 and 5. Yeah, I think we're all pretty good here. We're not out of the woods yet. Like, they could theoretically, come back this game, but it's looking pretty good. They can turn their Phoenixes defensive, and then they're kind of blowing all their spells, so... Black Source or any other good card. That works too. Just the actual factual Chupacabra. A Chupacabra. It's an episode of the X-Files where Mulder and Scully go wherever it is that the Chupacabra is a myth. It might be Mexico, I think. I'm not actually sure. Don't quote me on it, but they go there and there's the locals are concerned there's a Chupacabra and Mulder thinks it's an alien and it's just good stuff. X-Files are great. Sweet. 1-0. Scary game 1 there, but we saw the power of our deck. We did most of the things we wanted to do. Not really a Carnage Tyrant matchup, because frankly our main cards are just so good against them. Vivien, Chupacabra, Contempt, Wildgrowth Walker, and so on. So I think that the Izzet decks based around either the Drakes or the Phoenixes or Niv Mizzet are all quite good, but all soft to this deck. I think that this is like the de facto, some form of green-black is the de facto week 1 deck. So I would say playing one of the Izzet decks in New Jersey is probably pretty risky. I do like the Izzet decks that are playing Maximum Acceleration, maybe. It's the 1-mana Jumpstart, 1 red, +1/+1 haste Jumpstart card. I think that card's really, really good. Alright, yeah, it's mulligan. It's not great, but you gotta have faith sometimes. Your deck will help you out a little bit. We obviously have a lot of lands to draw, as well as a million Explorer creatures, so we're gonna keep. That's a pretty easy bottom. Love the Scry rule. Love it. Llanowar Elf. Wildgrowth Walker better against mountain decks than forest decks, but speak of the devil. Alright, it's fine. Yeah, this is not ideal, but we draw a Jadelight Ranger next turn. Things turn around real fast. We have 10 Explore creatures to draw. And they're all very good draws. And they missed a land drop. That's so... Whoop. Bingo. Vivien, you can go in the graveyard. Not really interested in you. Alright, so cleared a non-land up top of our deck. Got our Walker going. They chose to play Llanowar Elves over Walker, favoring the mana acceleration or mana development. Oh, okay, that's why. So it's not a mirror. They're playing a green-white deck of some kind. They're playing like the Explorer deck. They're really trying to explore. So one of the things that's good about these decks is that Vivien Reid is a really nice answer to everything. So we don't have to worry too much about stuff. Now, we've drawn an Overgrown Tomb, and that gives us the ability to play Chupacabra on the Branchwalker if we would like to. However, killing Wildgrowth Walker is extremely important because if everything explores all the time, it's going to get really big really fast. So I'm pretty fine just waiting here and just tagging. I honestly think it'd be better to kill the Llanowar Elf than to kill the Branchwalker anyway. So it kind of stinks to waste a turn, but I'm pretty fine waiting here. They're already at 12, so if they play Walker, the Walker itself is going to explore, which is pretty cool. It's a land. All right, this is pretty good. We can clean up these smaller creatures with our finality and stuff. See, I'm very, very, very happy we saved this because this is going to get really, really big, really, really fast. This is definitely the best Wildgrowth Walker deck ever because they're playing Path of Discovery. And they drew a Forest, and they kept the Path of Discovery on top. That is quite aggressive. I would have liked the land there, but it's fine. Chupacabra. Alright, so we're just going to keep on rolling here. Yep. As I was saying earlier about, getting on the board in Standard, cards like this are cards that make that very difficult. You spend 4 mana and don't affect the board in any way, and that allows you to fall far behind or not maintain your aheadness. Speak of the devil. So, yeah, I mean, they have 2 Path of Discoveries, but they're not really on the board too much. And this could be a 3/3 Llanowar Elves, and it will be. It's fine. Finality should do a pretty good job mopping this all up. We also have Contempt available, so so they have a Jadelight coming. Seekers Squire. Would really like this to find a land. Also hold up, use our Contempt. Nothing really worth contempting yet. And I think that trying to save our rule spells for bigger threats is more important. Right now we have a 3/2, a 3/2, and a 3/3, and whatever we can do all that in the board. Green Black is a deck that uses its creatures a lot as far as creature control. Alright, that's fun. Pretty happy there. And then there's no reason to get frisky here. Let's say go. We're setting up a finality for the most part, so we draw a land, we're going to finality probably, put the counters on our Walker and just kill everything. We'll see what they do. They're going to have a Jadelight with 4 Explore triggers, so it could be big. Alright. I guess it's not a great auto yield. The Immortal Sun. Alright. Somewhat popular card to try and combat the green-black decks. Thankfully, our plan is based on Carnage Tyrant, not Planeswalkers. It does put the Jadelight a little bit out of finality range, which is annoying, but alright, so we've drawn the land. So given the Immortal Sun looming, the question is, do we want to Carnage Tyrant first, or do we want to Finality right now? Immortal Sun's going to come down. My Planeswalkers are useless. It pumps their creatures +1/+1, makes their spells cheaper, and they draw an extra card. So it's definitely a significant advantage. So we're probably going to want to end the game sooner rather than later. So I think we're going to want to get the Carnage Tyrant down and just set up our huge, unbelievable monster and then kill them with it. We have Tyrant into Finality into Contempt. I'm pretty cool with that. And if they waste their entire turn playing the sun, what is this? Oh, they have that card? Ew. Well, this is really bad for us. They just made 5 3/3s. Assuming we live, everything is fine. I'm not sure if we do. It's not much point in doing the math, so we're just going to block with everything and hope we live, but we might just die. That is quite the combination of cards. I think we look... Are we dead? It's close. Obviously, if we attack, we probably win, so... Let's see. I'm just going to block. No math required. Just block everything that is big. If it has 4 power, block it. And 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We are alive. Alright. I mean... So they have 1 card left. They're at 40. 40's a lot. 40's definitely a lot. Their Jadelight is going to live. It's going to be a 7/6. So if we put 2 counters on this, it's not enough. So we actually need to have Carnage Tyrant block the Jadelight Ranger, which kind of stinks. But unless we want to just throw away our Walker and chump block, which feels awful, obviously. So yeah, so we're going to attack with the Walker and then Wrath and put the counters. I put the counters on the Carnage Tyrant actually. Yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that works actually. So we'll do that. It's 9 or 5, 6, 7, or it's 8. Actually, I'm sorry. It's fine either way. So put the counters on the Carnage Tyrant or the Walker, and we're fine. I'm not counting the counters on their turn. So it gets 2 +1/+1 counters. I put them on the Carnage Tyrant, and our Tyrant can beat the Jadelight in combat. I put it on the Walker. It's a 5/7. It doesn't work. All right, so put the counters on the Tyrant. We'll attack for 3 first. Then we're gonna hope they brick because we're a little behind. There were some Assassin's Trophies in this deck, and I cut them. There were 2. I didn't really like them. And Andrew said that he had them in for Immortal Sun. I've played about 4 leagues so far and not played against this card once. Now that I cut them, obviously here it is. So, all right, they have put 1,000,000 lands into their hand. Good lord. I mean, yeah, I guess. All right, we're pretty dead here. This deck seems pretty well suited to fight us, honestly. It's like a pretty anti-black-green deck. The other deck where Carnage Tyrant's not very good, which is awkward because that's the whole point of the deck. But now this thing's big enough to kill us too. All right, yeah, we're dead. All right, that was tough. Yeah. Interesting. Opponent's deck seems kind of sweet, honestly. Let's think. We're definitely leaning very hard on Finality. We're gonna want to cut some of our Planeswalkers, obviously, because frankly, they seem to have a lot of copies of the Immortal Sun. I believe we're gonna want these Golden Demises. And maybe some Contempts. Golden Demise is kind of awkward. Obviously, we have our own stuff that it kills Like Llanowar Elves, Golden Demise is kind of a nombo, but bring another Contempt. They can also have the 1/3 that turns off come into play abilities. That's also quite good against us. And their deck seems very, very hateful towards black-green. And the question becomes, how many Carnage Tyrants do we want? What's our plan for winning the game? And do we want Treasure Map? I don't think so. Like, it's possible we want Treasure Map over Vivien Reid. But our Vivien can come down before Immortal Sun. Yeah, we're going to try this. I'm not sure if this is right or not, honestly. Their deck seems good, though. I like it. Their deck seems very good. Seems to be good against us. I would imagine it's good against the any aggressive red decks. Alright, I mean, this is a pretty good hand. Double Walker, Golden Demise, Jadelight Ranger. You draw land, but land or a 2-mana Explorer creature, I suppose. Alright, well, we are set up pretty well for a good Golden Demise here. Branchwalker. Gotta draw land for it, but swamp. That is the opposite of a swamp. Alright. I guess we Branchwalker here. We're really gonna find the swamp. Sweet. That does a great job of concealing our hand, too. Everything looks like totally PC here. You know, if we had just like said go there or whatever, they might think about Golden Demise. But us just playing a Walker into a 2-drop with a tap land looks really, really normal. And one of the important things about playing cards like this is you need to be able to not telegraph it. Alright, they're online. So, what are we thinking here? We Golden Demise, our Branchwalker dies. It buys us a lot of time, though. Yeah, we gotta cast Golden Demise this turn. Double Stone Rain's too good to pass up. Yeah, we'll just swing. And then if we draw a land, we can go Walker Jadelight, which is really, really good, or Vivien Reid, kill this Path of Discovery. Sorry, Jadelight Ranger. I mean, Merfolk Branchwalker. There is no blessing of the city here. Just gotta murder some elves. It's also really nice having like 2 of this card, because it means that it's hard for your opponent to play around, as you don't always have it. They found a land. That's really awkward. I would love to have drawn a land there. This is still fine. They're obviously missing white mana. We are ahead on the board for the moment. The problem is this card can swing things back pretty hard. Really want to kill this if possible. Land is super ideal. Land allows us to Vivien or double spell, and it's a really good double spell. Walker double explore with our Walker already in play is fantastic. So, okay, that is land. We might need to do the awkward Jadelight into Wildgrowth Walker, but that's probably what we're going to do. Going to be looking pretty hard here for a land. Yeah, that's going in the graveyard. Oh, we hit a land. We hit the swamp. Yeah, Llanowar Elves still goes to the graveyard. So, alright. Double explore. You know, just casual attack for 6 and play a Wildgrowth Walker post-combat. Also getting close to City's Blessing, too, which is a real thing. We have 9 permanents now. We draw a land next turn. We can do a one-sided Golden Demise, which feels pretty good. They have like Tristani here. It's kind of annoying. Yep. They have their own Carnage Tyrants, too. They have their own City's Blessing. Oh, for the Arch. Alright. Merfolk Branchwalker. So next turn they can play Carnage Tyrant. It's going to be very, very large. Finality's looking really good. We could play Vivien and just draw cards. I don't think we're really in the market for any crazy attacks here. Vivien plus, try and draw a land, play the land, set up for Finality. Finality won't deal with Carnage Tyrant, but it does a pretty good job of dealing with everything else. That's why I like Standard so much. The game's just so hard. They are also at 9. So we could theoretically just play the Branchwalker and then just play Golden Demise without actually killing anything. But it makes our attacks so good they have to chump block. We'll have a 5-power attacker, a 2-power attacker, a 3-power attacker, and a 2-power attacker. They chump block here, but it'll take 3, 4, 5. This will take 7. That makes the attack back pretty brutal, though. Don't know if we can do that. They just chump one thing, gain 1 life, and they're fine. Yeah, that's a good thing to think about, but... I think I like... This is hard. I think I like Vivien. Question, do we kill the Path of Discovery or not? I don't think so. If it looks like they're just going to play Carnage Tyrant next turn. It's going to plus. Alright, Chupacabra, Llanowar Elves, or Woodland Cemetery. We do want that land. It is a little telegraphing that we have Finality. Chupacabra also looks pretty good here. But... yeah, I just want the land. You have a Mortal Sun. It's annoying, but really not that bad. It would make their Tristani live through Finality, but... you can make 1 token. That's pretty wild. Alright, I mean, that's the thing. Okay. So this obviously turns off Finality for the killing the actual Tristani, but it's all attack us. Yeah, I don't mind some blocks here. I don't mind just like double blocking either, I don't think. Jadelight and the thing are they're getting 12 life here, so we're gonna be playing a much longer, grindier game. Immortal Sun is pretty annoying. I'm not gonna lie. Can't even set up for like Finality plus Golden Demise to kill the Carnage Tyrant. Yeah, we're in trouble here. Their deck seems really good. I would not be surprised if this deck top 8's the Grand Prix. This deck seems really, really good. I don't know who our opponent is, but their deck seems good. You can also recurse me with Memorial. All right, I'll just start here with Branchwalker. Hit a land. It's not even worth it. just want to block the soldier. So they're going to gain life back anyway. Alright. That's not ideal. We just have no way in our deck to kill the Immortal Sun, unfortunately. And the Immortal Sun's putting everything a little bit out of Finality range, too. So... we're 2 mana off Golden Demise plus Finality. Yeah, it's a really, really big Carnage Tyrant. That's our plan. Our plan is to make really, really big Carnage Tyrants. It's not fair if our opponent gets to do it. Yeah, speak of the devil. You're late, friend. Didn't want to sack the land instead because I wanted to be able to possibly do double this, but I'm not even sure if it's a thing anymore. We could bring back Jadelight and Branchwalker and try and just make these things really, really big. Maybe that's our best plan. Also clears top of our deck too. I guess that's our plan at this point. Honestly, we don't really have a great plan. Really, really big Wildgrowth Walker is probably our best plan. Our opponent's deck is exploring harder than our deck is, and it's casting Carnage Tyrant harder than our deck is. Our opponent's deck just seems like a better version of our deck. And we're drawing a lot of lands. That's kind of sneaky. But, alright. I mean, we have a very large Wildgrowth Walker with a very high life total. So, let's just keep doing that, I guess. 3 lands off those Explorers is definitely not what we're looking for, but... we're at 49. You know, not going anywhere for a while. Grab Snickers, etc. Yeah. I can make tokens with these. Midnight Reaper. Okay, that makes things pretty interesting. Yeah. Let's jam that. And then let's start attacking with a bunch of random crappers. Try and trade these in for some cards here. So they have their card draw engine, now we have ours, which is nice. We got Karn ET. I mean, you might honestly be needing to set up some sort of like crazy double Finality or, you know, Golden Demise, Vitality, some sort of insane turn to get back into this game. It's going to be interesting to play to that. It's important in spots like this to figure out what the ending of the game is going to look like so you know what you're playing towards. Drawing cards works too. They're certainly flush with cards. There's no doubt there. Thankfully, they don't have their own Wildgrowth Walker, which would be hard to beat. We have a Chupacabra in the graveyard too, so we're not like, you know, we have an answer to something if we need to kill it. They have more tokens here. Not you. Nice damned if you do, damned if you don't scenario. They don't block. Cool. They do block. Great. Sure. They obviously gain. They take 4, gain 4. It's a wash. We get to draw a card. They also block the Jadelight, which is weird. That's the one card I want to return, possibly. We drew a swamp. I could return the Jadelight and just cast it. Killing Chupacabra this is like kind of nice, but honestly not super relevant. I just don't think the game's gonna be about that. And I might have also just drawn another one. Let's start with Seekers Squire and see what turns up. Jadelight. All right, put that on top. Nine, 11, and 6, 8. So if I get back a Jadelight, it's +2, then +2 again. It'd be until 13. Try and set up a good Golden Demise turn. Yeah, I don't think Chupacabra matters. I'm just gonna get back the Jadelight Ranger. We obviously know our top card, but we just want to get more triggers. So eventually they will draw their own Wildgrowth Walker, and we will need to end this game because they are, we need to end this game sooner rather than later. So just get these triggers going. It's a casual 66 life, no big deal. There's no chances that this game comes down to decking, right? Yeah, they would just kill us with a huge March of the Multitudes. We're also racing that clock too. A March of the Multitudes for 10 tokens will end this game pretty quickly. They kept the other path to discovery. They're going deep. Dawn of Hope. Overtap for it. This thing makes things cost 1 less. Alright. Opponent's deck seems great. I'm jealous. It is currently 7:19 p.m. the night before the Grand Prix. It's probably a little late to change decks now, but our opponent's deck does seem very good. I am impressed. Color me impressed. Two more lands. All right. Many triggers. And can't really... God, it's making 4/4 lifelinking tokens. This is a ridiculous game. I wish I'd time out, honestly. We've already cast our gold. We can't even draw like double Golden Demise. Yeah, we gotta draw a Finality. Like, it's gonna be a Finality plus Golden Demise turn that does it, I think. Alright, they're giving in to my Midnight Reaper and letting us draw all the cards. They're also drawing a lot of cards too, though. This is a they have 9 cards in hand. Need to find that Finality. I mean, they're eventually going to march and kill us. We need to find Finality before that happens. I don't know how many marches they play, but this is getting pretty silly. Keep this one for the records. This deck's pretty cool. Another Carnage Tyrant. Oh, they found a Walker. That's a problem. Now they're going to start walking. Oh, God. All right. That's bad. That's really bad. Once they start walking, they're going to gain a bajillion life. But I don't know if we can actually win this turn, realistically. You know, we're operating on not much. Contempt is, like, fine. I just don't think it matters. Alright, so we do that. We attack with our smaller creatures. Just give them up, let them draw more cards. 15. Alright, so they're going to let us start to gain life. They draw cards, we draw cards. They have 22 cards left, we have 26. They're not drawing the cards. We draw Contempt and Llanowar Elves. And we're going to Contempt the Wildgrowth Walker with the trigger on the stack, probably. Good God. I just don't think we have a chance to win this game anymore. It has to be Discovery, like, next turn. Why are these only 5/5s? Shouldn't they be 6/6s? Oh, these also, never mind. It's also have counters on them. Alright, so we're going to kill this in response. So I don't gain any life. And we're going to pray we draw Finality and somehow come back and win this game. Oh, nope, we're dead. Alright, that's enough. We're just dead here. Opponent's deck seems great, honestly. Opponent's deck seems really, really cool. I would not be surprised if our opponent's deck wins the GP. I'm impressed. Color me impressed. The things we had to trump the mirror, they just had the same things, and they also just trumped us as well. So, that was tough. That was tough. I have not seen that deck list before. It's probably someone good who's going to crush the GP. Round 3. We can keep. It's not great, but it's fine. Fact or fiction games. Not a great hand, but Jadelight will hopefully find us some spells off the top. If we can put things in the graveyard for Find, possibly. We have turn 6 Finality, almost assuredly. We need a Wrath. A lot of versatility. I think it's kind of the hallmark of these black-green decks. They're just very, very versatile. Okay. Our opponent seems to be stuck in Jello. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Man, better lucky than good. Jeez. I gotta cast Vampiric Tutor for that card. I would have. Look it up if you don't know what Vampiric Tutor does, alright? I'm old. I'm playing Magic a long time. No Lightning Strike, no bueno. And a Chupacabra? Wow, we are killing it. We're just awesome. 2 lands? Alright, 2 lands is not ideal, but the 2/1 still battles pretty well. Got our Walker to 5 toughness before they can cast Lava Coil on it, which is huge. And they're obviously a pretty far ways off Bacon Bolt, so. And the fear here is they put a few Phoenixes in play. Even then, I think we're racing pretty well, so I'm not particularly scared. Definitely a question next turn what we're going to do. I'd love to draw a spell that's not Chupacabra to cast. Any Explorer creature would be fantastic. But I don't really want to Chupacabra this Electromancer. So I would like to save it for one of those big drakes. All right, they got the Arclight. and a shock. That's a pretty good turn. Again, this card's really, really good in this deck. This card allows for some really good turn 3s. Let me draw Seekers Squire. That is the Explorer creature we were looking for. Yeah, we're just gonna do this. It's 1-2 is not ideal, but we're at 24. We have a pretty good clock going. I don't think we're in a huge rush at the moment. They're in a rush to put stuff in play. We have Finality. We have Chupacabra. We got a lot going on. 6th up, this is a pretty big task as well. Killing Electromancer would have been nice, but if they play a Drake, we're in pretty big trouble. I guess the Finality kills the Drake too. I'm not sure. It might have been right to cast Chupacabra there. They opted to the top. Lava Coil plus Strike. All right. Oh, they have Shock plus Bacon Bolt. All right, sure. That's not the worst. All right. That's pretty good. If we play this Vivien and we plus it, is it likely to see the next turn? It is pretty likely. I think it would be pretty hard. I mean, they could just hard cast a Phoenix and kill it. That has to a Strike too. Doesn't that a Shock? Squire being a 1-2 and not a 2-3 is pretty bad here. I think I like Chups. Maybe we should just Chupacabra last turn. That might have been a mistake. This card just gives so much advantage if it's in play and they actually have cards in their hand. Yeah, that might have been an error. All right. I mean, now we have some options. We have Finality available, or Vivien Reid, or whatever we draw. They kill Chupacabra. We can also find possibly and bring back Jadelight and Wildgrowth Walker isn't insane either. I think getting a Walker in play is pretty nice. They're running out of cards, so if we Finality next turn, they might not be able to bring this Phoenix back immediately. They only have a Bacon Bolt in the graveyard. There's no Radical Ideas. Radical Ideas is really, really good with Electromancer. Every card is good with Electromancer, honestly. I should have killed Electromancer last turn. The biggest problem with this deck is it spins its wheels too much. All of their enabler cards cost 2. Once they cost 1, it starts looking really good. Branchwalker. I think I like a Wrath here. I could also just find back the 2 creatures and play Walker and then play Branchwalker. The problem is they already have Beacon Bolt in their graveyard, so that's not even good. If they have a Lightning Strike, it's terrible. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna Wrath. They have a counter spell of some kind. It gets really, really awkward, but hoping they will not have the ability to return the Phoenix next turn with only 2 cards in their hand. That is my hope. Only 2 cards and no flashbacky cards. Sure, that's perfect. Card's really, really, really good, but really, really, really bad against Vivien Reid. And Chupacabra. And Vraska. Nib Visit, unfortunately, has a lot of natural predators in the format. And almost all of them are in the black-green deck. Top skis. Alright, so now we are in pretty good shape. again, like I was saying earlier, I'm going to keep harping on it, but things that get you ahead on the board, that's why playing a Planeswalker and killing a creature is one of the best things you can do. Because you kill something while also putting something in play. And it's a hard to answer permanent. We play a creature, now we're way ahead on the board. So they can chain together some spells here, and they get Phoenix back and kill Vivien. That's definitely a thing for them. But now they're kind of behind. So they can definitely get back to the Phoenix here. If they draw a second Phoenix, you're probably in trouble, but... I mean, they have 2 cards in hand. They can jumpstart their Radical Idea, and then literally any spell that costs 1 or 2 will do a trick. No. They're going to play a Rekindling Phoenix. That is interesting. This is game 1, right? That's plus the Vivien. I mean, Jadelight Walker's pretty good. We could also just attack, and if we attack and they block... I'm sorry, that doesn't work because the Vivien can't kill the egg. Never mind. I think we're just going to accept that our first Vivien's dead here, which is fine. We can attack and just bluff. Let's not attack. This is a bad, not a great bluff. I should have just act first. Because if I already had the Chupacabra, I wouldn't activate Vivien probably first, because then I would show or not show that I'm getting Chupacabra. So maybe it's a good bluff then. But reason being, if I already had the Chupacabra, then I would probably just attack first. But because I Vivien'd, it looks like I'm looking for something, and then decided to attack. So contextually it looks like I don't have it, but that could also make it a really good bluff. So it's like a double bluff. I don't know. Whatever it is, it worked. So the best bluff is one you don't realize you're making. All right, so we get a big walker here. They still have Bacon Bolt, so Branchwalker and Memorial to Folly is a great draw. That's really good. Do I want this Branchwalker? Probably not, because they're gonna kill the Walker, so I'm going to graveyard that. And then play that. Now our board's pretty good. I feel like you could write an entire article about that last turn. About us, our bluff attack, us activating Vivien, everything from their side, thinking about blocking or not blocking, why they should block, why they should not block, etc., etc., etc. Probably write an entire article about it. I'm not going to write it, but someone could. This is kind of what we're trying to do here is, they're at 7 right now. So they're kind of beating us on, the card quality and card quantity front. They're playing resilient threats, but we've kind of just been punching them in the face a little bit, and they're just dying. So that's very good for us. All right. Do they attack Vivien? Yes. So now they're at 7. It's funny. I actually want that. I want that Explore creature back now because that would be lethal. Now when we Chupacabra is very interesting. So we could Chupacabra before we attack, and they could just take it and go to 1, and they have no cards in hand. If we attack first, they just block the Branchwalker, and then we Chupacabra the egg, and now they're at 4. And it's Chupacabra, Walker, Llanowar Elf versus Phoenix. That's also pretty good. Kill it first and they go to 1, though. I probably can't lose. I'll have 4 attackers to their 2 blockers, and they have, I don't think they can draw a card that that kills 2 things and keeps them alive. I also have Vivien too. I'm gonna do that. I'm going to be a little aggressive here. We're gonna have to do everything, right? Yeah. A Chupacabra. The Llanowar Elf is the key factor here. If they conceive a Llanowar Elf in our hand, it might inform their decision. I think they're probably going to take this and then die to a Llanowar Elf. I can't see them being able to kill 2 creatures next turn, and that's the key right there. So I like our play there. Put them to 1, they recur that, and now they draw 1 card for the turn, and they have 1 card in hand, and it probably can't kill 2 things, so they are probably dead. Very good card also. Very, very important card in this format. Discard a land, a radical idea. Sure. Suppose if they could chain 3 cantrips in a row and get back Arclight Phoenix, but then that's still the same thing. Yeah, if they go cantrip into shock, and they get back Phoenix and kill a creature, then we still have Vivien to kill them too. So we have basically everything covered here. I would be surprised if we didn't win next turn. But yeah, Phoenix is very, very important. So it's going to be one of the big cards also in the tournament for sure. As I said in my article on Cool Stuff Inc. last week on Friday, one of the important cards in the format. The article was all about 1 card from each guild I feel is being underappreciated. And then I had a little extra section at the end extolling the virtues of Rekindling Phoenix and the Danto Vanguard as well. All right, so they've done everything they needed to do, and they die. Even if they drew a shock there, they get back Phoenix, we Vivien the Phoenix, and then attack with everything, and they take 1 damage and die. So, cool. I'll try Contempt to do it, and why not? Why not, you know? So, excellent. That game went pretty well for us, I think. So, this is definitely not a super Carnage Tyrant matchup. We want the Harpooners, we want the Contempts, and the Necrotic Wounds, just like last time. Want to cut the Carnage Tyrants and the Karns, and I think 1 Finality was what we concluded we wanted, I believe. I think we're happy leaning on our value creatures and our Wildgrowth Walkers to do most of our damage here and win the game. Yeah, I'm pretty cool, that was. Again, Harpooner coming in nice. Kill Flyers. Good size body. This card's really good, honestly. Just like a very solid card. Probably have some Disdainful Strokes post board. I do wish we had a cheaper answer to Goblin Electromancer. I'm not gonna lie, but this is fun. That's the bottom. All right, not a great hand. You know, Seekers Squire is the worst of our explorers. No Electromancer. Ugh. Makes it better. Alright, Squire it up. Yeah, we'll put that on top. Kind of stinks to reveal that to our opponent, and just reveal, right? Yeah. So now they know we have it, and we already had one, but it just seems too important. Especially with their main deck Rekindling Phoenixes. Does make next turn kind of awkward. Don't really have a good play next turn. Might just play the Harpooner, honestly. Just raw dog it. Again, attacking them is a big part of our plan. as you saw last game, you know, if we didn't get all those attacks in at every point, we would not have been able to kill them at the end like that. All right. I mean, so good. Maybe we want some dead weights in our sideboard. I don't know. It's just so good. They untap with it on turn 3. They're going to have Phoenix every time, basically. Especially on the play. It's just so brutal. All right, well, we're going to Harpoon. The question is, do we fight or not? I don't think so. We'll just get it back again next turn. I'm trying to block the Electromancer if possible. Yeah, there's no doubt that this deck's good draws are really, really, really good. No question there at all. Now they almost assuredly have a counterspell too, because they just did nothing that turn. That's the problem. They also just know we have this, so. Alright, we're going to upkeep Contempt the Phoenix. It's probably going to get counter. We're probably going to lose this game, but they shocked it. Alright. So the arguments there for playing it on their turn is if they have a counterspell, they have to waste the mana, but by them having a shock, it lets them bring the Phoenix back this turn, which kind of stinks, but now they play a Rekindling Phoenix and we lose. Pretty simple. Yep. All right. I mean, unanswered turn to Electromancer on the play is pretty hard to beat. You might want to consider some dead weights in our sideboard. We should have no way to kill it before turn 4. I guess turn 3 with Llanowar Elves, but all right. Not sure what I would cut. I mean, the Golden Demises are like, they're okay. Good against history, but the Deadweights would also be good in those matchups. I might just play Deadweights over Golden Demises. That might be a thing. Deadweight just seems really good in a lot of the bad matchups, and then also good against this deck too. Like the mono blue, like Flyers deck is really good against us. That's basically the only deck that I've lost to testing this deck today, and that's why I added the Harpooners, and then ooh, this hand's great, and then the Deadweight would also be very, very good there. So I could see playing 2 Deadweights on the board. This hand is great. They want to have turn 2 Goblin Electromancer in the play. We'll have turn 1 Llanowar Elves in the play. See how you like it. Ooh. Ooh, I like that one. Do we Jadelight or Reaper? I think I like Jadelight. Actually, hold on. If I draw a 1/3, I'll want the Jadelight for later. Jadelight's possible more damage, sets our draws up better. Reaper's a guaranteed 2/1. I'm sorry, no, it's not, because they can have Lava Coil. All right, yeah, Lava Coil deals with that. Lava Coil is really, really good in this format, too. Really, really important card. Lava Coil answers so many things. The Exile is so relevant. All right, so we have Land and then Harpooner. Harpooner is going to go, I think, in the bin. We can do better. I don't think this card's not a very important card in the matchup. It's just better than like our other cards. Like it's still fine. It kills Drakes and stuff, but it's like at this stage of the game, it's whatever. I don't mind bidding that. Also powers up possible future Undergrowth, the 1 mana spell. Ooped. Alright, I'm pretty happy just slamming here. There's no point playing the Reaper first, because they'll just kill my creature in response to it. It's not like we're tricking them or anything. Yeah, I'm pretty fine with all this. They counter it. They counter it. Nope. They kill it. They kill it. Lava Coil in particular would be annoying, but all right. This is again a spinning wheels game. No Goblin casting radical ideas doesn't look so good. They fall behind. We kill them. All going according to plan. Okay, so that's obviously annoying, but whatever. We still attack for 4 next turn. Ideally, we'll draw Vivien Reid. That's how you do it. That is how you do it. It's really easy playing Magic. I don't know. It's just fun. You just believe. Believe in the heart of the cards. All right. I want Jadelight here. Already have. Not only do we already have Chupacabra and Contempt, but revealing it to them will obviously tip our hand a bit, allow them to play around it more. So we lose the information war a little bit. So I'm pretty happy just putting Jadelight in our hand. And then maybe they just jam a Cackling Drake next turn or something. We just kill it. Yeah, so again, like I was saying, getting on the board. Now we have 2 creatures, a Planeswalker. They're at 16, and we are way ahead on the board. And now they have to choose between answering our things that are in play, which is hard to do because they can't answer all of them, or playing their own threats. If they play their own threats, we kill them. They kill one thing here. We just play more things. So very good spot to be. Okay, so we have Phoenix, we have Contempt, and life is really good. We could minus Vivien and Chupacabra, and that would put more stuff in play to attack with. And that also leave us with a Contempt to answer the next Phoenix if they have another one. I think I kind of like that, actually. This is a play based around what I'm talking about. This is based around getting more on the board. I think it's very unlikely they have mass removal in their deck. So putting that extra 2/2 in play, getting to attack this turn, and then having Contempt still available for next turn when we want to do our big attack. I like this a lot, actually. This is what we're going to do. So we're going to destroy this. We're going to Chupacabra it. A Chupacabra. And then do we play Branchwalker or attack for 1? I'm going to play Branchwalker too. And if they have Master Rule, we still have Vivien Reid too. So we're attacking from so many angles here, but we're in really, really good shape. And it's not like we're ever going to ultimate Vivien Reid. The loyalty, it feels kind of bad to waste the loyalty, but we're not wasting it because we're making good use of it. Sure. LOL. Close game. If you didn't draw Vivien in this game, it would have been a lot harder. So better lucky than good, but still. Still a good matchup for us. It's still going pretty well for us. No Goblin. Spinning the wheels. I think watching these games play out with them having or not having Goblin Electromancer is really swaying me towards one of those dead weights on the board. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they're almost dead. Why can't Vivien find Planeswalkers? She has friends, right? All right. We're just going to attack. We're not going to play this Jadelight Ranger. I think at this point, we're so far ahead that there's no real reason to, that changes it. Okay. So they did that before we attacked, which is nice of them to give us the option to play Jadelight Ranger instead. All right, now I'm going to Jadelight Ranger. I wasn't going to because we're at the point now where we're so comically far ahead that if they happen to have Pyroclasm and then a way to kill this or something, we could lose the game. So we're kind of out of gas at this point. But now that they've wasted a shock and killed a creature and our clock's a little slower, I'm pretty happy to just play Jadelight here. Keep the ball rolling. This is one of those spots where you're trying to turn your your 95%er into a 98%er. You don't want to lose the games where you're that far ahead. I'm gonna, I guess, keep this. It's better than a random card like a land or something. Almost any spell is better, but I'm just gonna keep it. I don't want to draw a land next turn. We have Vivien popping up too, so. Opponent trying to find their way to wriggle out of the Python script we have on them. Again, build a board, build a board, build a board. Eventually, you're so far ahead you can't lose. That's standard. Especially with these mid-range decks. The last 3 years, Mardu Vehicles, Teamer Energy, all of these decks predicated on the same thing. Build a board, get ahead, snowball. Add to the board, add a threat, add to the board. And they're still fighting. Bacon Bolt, flashback Bacon Bolt. They're trying to make a game out of it. They are trying to make a game out of it. Bacon. Discard a Phoenix? Alright. Seekers Squire, Tower, Cemetery. Alright, let's play more junky creatures here. Top card of land. Top card of land. We're still in very good shape, but, right now our 95%er is now like a 92%er. We could definitely still lose this game. It would take probably chaining together multiple spells involving killing a few of our things, getting 2 Phoenixes back, or multiple Phoenixes back. Maybe even 3. Like, get back 3 Phoenixes, 2 kill this, 1 on defense. Like, if that hit, Phoenix. Could have maybe been the Branchwalker. I guess I would have drawn land, so it wouldn't matter, but... Shock. Discards Shock to Radical Idea. Lava Coil, the Chupacabra. Get back Phoenix. Alright, I mean, they have no cards left. They attack. That's weird. Alright. I guess that's actually not bad. It sets up for they can kill Phoenix, so they have a good draw. That's actually a really good play. That's a super heads up play by our opponent because that looks really weird, right? Why are they attacking us? They're dying. They lose to any good card anyway, and this sets up for next turn. Next turn they can kill the Vivien, and if they draw something good, they can kill our stuff, and we brick. They can actually win the game. Very, very heads up play from our opponent. That's a play to win, not a play not to lose. Explore creature, another Walker. So now we attack with everything, put them to 1, play double Walker, and should be able to win the game. Very heads up play from our opponent, though. That's the kind of play that people ask me all the time. What's the difference between a top level player and a good player? And the answer is usually they win those games sometimes. The games where in a vacuum or in game theory sense you are 5% to win, they actually win those games. And other players just concede or give up or just don't try. The mark of a good player is they win the games they shouldn't necessarily win. Maybe your opponent makes a mistake. They stay for some good draws. They make the plays that give them a chance to draw out of it. And that attack they made there, they're going to lose that game 95% of the time. But by making that attack and giving us a chance to brick and them a chance to draw out of it, they have turned their possible win percentage from 5% to 8% or whatever. And those edges add up over a long period of time. All right, we're 2-1. Let's go. Trips. Ugh. I mean, we're on the play. We are unfortunately going to keep. Any green source this hand is great. Obviously, we don't have one yet, but opponent also mulligans. We keep. Big scry here. Not. All right. I meant big in the metaphorical sense, not in the huge dinosaur sense. Opponent mulls to 6 also. They also bottom. So, alright. It's cool art. Farst. Ow. Wowzers. That was really awkward. Still think it's right to play the Memorial there, but Farst, Llanowar Elf, and they played. All right, so we're gonna play a Llanowar Elf here, and then say go. This might draw out a Lightning Strike. I don't want them striking my Walker. My Walker's too important. So let's just play Llanowar Elf and say go. They might kill it. It's fine. If they don't kill it, it's great for us. So it's kind of a win-win either way. Either it's a Duress or it's a Llanowar Elf. Cool. So the Walker would have died there. All right. Forest? Overgrown Tomb. Okay, so now we're going to play Llanowar Elf, Llanowar Elf. We're going to set up for a Walker into Jadelight turn. Do it all at once. We could play Walker Llanowar Elf, but then it just leaves them the ability to kill it before we can do stuff with it. So this is a setup turn. We've got 4 cards in hand. It's a little scary. They play another history here, probably history. But if this Walker can stick, then we're in great shape. So, shall I? Sure. So, ended up not mattering, but still fine. Land Vivien Reid. We're definitely keeping that Vivien on top to kill this Shalai. We should have ample ways to protect it with our random chump blockers. We get our Wildgrowth Walker. We're in okay shape here. They have like a Baneslayer or something to follow up. We could be in trouble again because they're snowballing on the board. Yeah, obviously. Okay. This game just got hard. I mean, we have like Chupacabras and all sorts of stuff, but yeah. I mean, they know about this cemetery, right? Yeah. I'll just play it. Gotta use Vivien as a Doomblade here. Doomblade gain 5 life, and then just hope we find a Chupacabra to deal with this this Lyra. It's not the worst place to be. It's not ideal, but I would say our deck seems pretty good against decks like this. Any deck relying on Baneslayer Angel against the Chupacabra deck, you know, the Chupacabra, Vivien Reid, etc. deck. Contempt, so on and so forth. And we have a lot of good draws here. Any Explore creature's fine. Obviously, any kill spell's the best, but long day of Magic. Streamed earlier today. If you haven't seen my stream, it's twitch.tv/JimDavisMTG. Usually stream during the week during the week. There's no on in there. I don't know how that word got in there. But twitch.tv/JimDavisMTG. Did a practice stream today for the GP. Alright, so Baneslayer is obviously killing Vivien. And okay, so they have 3 cards in hand. We draw a Karn ET. Alright. Now they could have we gotta figure out their hand now. So I would say that Lightning Strike, things of that nature, very likely. Given that they have 3 cards, didn't play a land. Likely removal spells. Justice Strike, can't kill Walker. I don't think I want to get my Walker involved in combat here. I do want to get my Jadelight involved so I can possibly get it back with Memorial. So we're going to attack and just play Carnage Tyrant. It's important to not play into your opponent's spells. Do things when you want to do them, not when they want you to do them. Karn ET. Karn ET does not beat Lyra in a race. But all right, same deal. I think Walker is just too important to risk in combat. Because it allows all of our Explore cards to also be life buffers against this Lyra. We're drawing big here, but we have a lot of big draws. Chupacabra, Contempt, Vivien, any Explore creature. And we are probably dead next turn, so I'm assuming they have a Lightning Strike in their hand. Couldn't do it that time. Alright, well, at this point we are probably dead, but that's okay. I guess now I'm willing to let the Walker tussle. Alright, they're just going to kill us. Yeah, I mean, not often a Lyra goes completely unopposed. Control gain lifelink until end of turn. Sure. So you're saying there's a chance. I'm pretty fine going to 1 here. Just to kill one of these. I don't think there's much difference between 1 and 2. We still, if we explore once, we still go to 5 and die to Lyra. So Lyra basically has to die. This cuts off a blocker. Alright. A lot of outs. Oh, they had strike anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not often that Lyra goes coast to coast against this deck, but that's magic. Top card, Vivien Reid. Nope, Forest. And Forest. Man, brutal. Brutal. Alright, so we're going to board in our wounds. I guess you want Harpooner for this matchup. Harpooner. Again, this is also not really a Carnage Tyrant matchup. Contempts. I guess it's the Golden Demise matchup. Cut the Carnage Tyrants. Bring in these. It's a lot of cards to bring in. It's not like a Karn matchup either. Our deck is definitely built more with like the mirror and slower decks in mind. We've not really played against any decks like that. So it's okay, you know, it is what it is. But Midnight Reaper. Golden Demise is obviously awkward with our own Llanowar Elves and things of that nature. Maybe we don't want Golden Demise, actually. I think we beat history straight up with our creatures. I think it's fine. I don't even want this card. Then we got to cut one more card. I almost don't hate cutting a land because we're cutting a lot of our big top end. We have 4 Llanowar Elves and then 10 Explore creatures, and our curve is much lower. And this land is like half a land anyway. I'm fine cutting that. I think I like this. If we die to an unopposed Baneslayer this game, I'm going to be sad. All right, we're going to keep. His hand's not great, but I think it's hard to mulligan a hand like this. They have a very fast draw, like of Adanto Vanguard into like history. We could definitely be in trouble, but I think it's pretty hard to mulligan this hand. Look, opponent. Come on now. I'm hungry. I got dinner to eat. Oh, yeah. I mean, I would have been happy drawing any 2-drop there. So, drawing the best one is nice. Obviously, a Squire or the 2/1 is like perfectly fine there too, but obviously Walker is the best by a mile and a half. So now they're in the spot where if they don't strike this now, they'll never get a chance to. And if they strike it, they can't play a 2-drop. This is best case scenario by a significant margin. I'm gonna bin this. I want to find a land. Okay, we found it. And now we are off to the races. It is very, very hard to race a Wildgrowth Walker. It is basically a 2-mana Baneslayer Angel. Sure. Yeah. Ooh, that's tempting. Is it greedy to play Walker Llanowar Elves and try and set up for a huge Walker next turn? It does seem pretty greedy, but it sounds pretty nice too. Playing Llanowar Elves also develops our mana base, which is kind of nice too. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna mush with everything. I think I'm just gonna mush. They want to trade Night Token for a Jadelight. It's fine. Again, this is a lot of what makes this deck good, is that these are kind of value cards. Like, this card just has 3 or 4 power a lot and just kills your opponent. Our defensive card just is Tarmogoyf. So, like, we're definitely biding our time into the mid game with this deck, but we can also just pressure and kill our opponents too, you know? And that's what makes the Planeswalkers really good. You remember Mardu Vehicles, you know? You play some stuff, pressure them, play a Gideon, and if you're ever behind and they played a Gideon or a Chandra Torch Defiance, you're like, oh my god, I can never win. You know, so yeah, exactly. Having the ability to pressure is pretty sweet. All right, I'm pretty happy with this. Yeah. No Wildgrowth Walker, but still good. No 1-drop is nice. It's fun. Obviously, it looks like we need to draw lands, but we do have 3 Explore creatures, so ooh. Ugh. That card is good against us. This is one of the hot new tech cards against green-black. Turns off all of our enters the battlefield triggers, of which we have a lot. So now we need to decide how much we want to put in play. I think I'm fine playing Branchwalker naked as a 2/1 just to get on the board, and then I will probably wait until my 4th land to contempt this. Definitely an annoying card. Unfortunately, a card that Deadweight does not answer. If Deadweight killed this card, it would definitely be in the sideboard. Alright, that's a pretty good draw. So I can obviously just trade off the Branchwalker with the Knight. We're fueling our Necrotic Wound. Not ideal, but it's fine. Just gonna wait till next turn? Sure. Splendid Angel. Definitely not an ideal scenario. So man, we only have 2 black too. I would love to be able to contempt the Angel, block the Honor Guard, and then shrink it with the Wound after damage. That would be great. I mean, we could just Vivien and kill the Angel and just like keep playing. We'll take a huge hit next turn. It is what it is. And then go from there. and then on tap, and if we draw a land, we can maybe Contempt and Wound. It's not great, but Contempting the Honor Guard means we take an actual million next turn. And they might just have another one anyway. Or get a Johnny to bring it back or something. Yeah. This is tough. This also threatens a double block on the Honor Guard too, so this is gonna hurt. Alright, that's a pretty good draw, I suppose. So we're taking a million. Right, they're pumping the guard. So we are going to block the guard, and we are going to Contempt the Resplendent Angel, and we're going to hope we draw a land. We can Vivien the Aurelia, and then battle back from there. I think that Chupacabra would also be nice. Okay. So now we actually don't have to Vivien the Aurelia. We could try and set up a board here. Play like Jadelight Ranger. And then we have Necrotic Wound for 2 currently. I'd like to play Vivien and have it live if possible. Alright, let's start here. We're going to Jadelight first. And see if we can put a spell on top and make our Squire a 2/3. That's the most important thing. We're not going to throw away our Vivien. All right. Oh, it's so bad. I'm going to bin it. Reaper. Okay. We'll top that. So now we can ensure that our Squire is a 2/3, which I'm about. Oh, I should have binned it then. That was a mistake. In my mind, I was like, well, it's got to stay there to make my guy bigger, but I could have left it there and then binned it that time. I should have binned it that time. That was not a good card to keep on top. That was a mistake. Okay. So now Aurelia smacks us for a lot. We untap. Oh, yeah. And if we draw land, if we had land, if we had Vivien Reid Necrotic, oh, yeah, we screwed up real bad. We should not have left that card on top. That was very, very bad. 1, 2, 3. Man, good lord, their hand is good here. All right. Oh yeah, this is we threw this game away. If we draw a land next turn, this game would be like pretty reasonable to turn around. I think. Yeah, we've made errors. We've definitely made errors. I guess it still isn't that bad. I can wound the Vanguard. I can block the Knight. Yeah, it's not actually the end of the world. They only have 2 cards left. We can get to a point where like their last card is Aurelia, and we can just Vivien it. That's fine. There's no doubt that everyone's gunning pretty hard for green-black here. Oh my god. Alright. That is a problem. We can still win. It's just going to be a lot harder. Basically. I mean, if they draw like 2 more spells, we're dead. Like if they have 5 lands, all spells, we probably can't win. It's turn 7. you know. But if we untap, we draw a card here, we take a damage. I guess we're just dead, actually. I didn't count the 1 damage from the Reaper. Yeah. Alright, we're dead. So we can Vivien and kill the Baneslayer Angel, but this just pumps itself and does exactly 4 and kills us. So we're dead. Our top card was Memorial to Folly, so it wouldn't have mattered if I bottomed the Reaper anyway. I think this matchup is fine for us. Honor Guard was a pretty big deal. We are a little light on things that kill stuff early. So it's possible things like Deadweight, and then the Doomblade could both be things, but that's a tough one. That game one was this game was like, all right, they drew a lot of threats and killed us, and they had their hate card, but game 1 was pretty tough. Just losing to an unopposed Baneslayer Angel is pretty like, all right, we have a few ways to kill it, just a few. All right, that's a lot of Bayous. Yeah, that's fine. More Steam Vents. So we've said it before, we'll say it again. Please, God, don't play turn 2 Electromancer. Hi. Carnage Tyrant's back on the menu, friends. Just a note to everyone, when I play online, I'm usually streaming or practicing. I almost never respond in chat. Don't take it personally. If I responded to everyone, I have to get into long conversations repeatedly, and it would just take a lot of time, and time is a luxury I do not have a lot of. So don't take it personally. Opponent, you're awesome. How's it going? But I tend to just never use the Magic Online chat window ever. Nothing good really happens in there anyway, so it's a good place to stay out of. Or on the topic, I also use Twitter. Nice. Twitter is my primary mode of communication with the general Magic world, as well as my private Discord server for my subscribers to my stream. My Facebook is also private. I don't really answer stuff on there either. So if you message me there before and I've not responded, that is why. Don't take it personally. All right, I mean, they've been to Swamp, they have a Thought Erasure, they're just doing stuff. It's great to see things. We have lands and a Memorial and some creatures, and we're just doing our stuff too. This is a matchup where Carnage Tyrant should be very, very good. We're going to bottom that. That card's not going to be good in this matchup. All right. They've been cast down. That's pretty interesting. Nickel Bowls. That's annoying. Okay. So that means they probably didn't have a 4th land. Because cast down does seem pretty good right now. We certainly have a 4th land. Alright. I mean, they have Ritual of Soot. It's a disaster. I mean, we're not really doing a ton right now anyway. Would have liked my Jadelight to be a 4-power creature, but that would have required keeping the Wildgrowth Walker, so I just don't think that's really what we wanted to do. Notion Rain. Again, we have about 1 million answers to a derpy flyer, so hopefully we draw one. They binned the Eldest Reborn. Nope, that's a Llanowar Elves. It's not pretty. I mean, we are attacking for 7. So, I mean, at this point, playing around the card Ritual of Soot is essentially impossible, so there's no point in doing it. So I'm just going to keep playing stuff, and they can flip Nickel Balls if they want to. It doesn't really affect my board too much. So we're kind of just putting them on Ritual of Soot or Bust, which is fine. It's not a place I'm upset to put them in. Yeah, still nothing here. Would love to see Nickel Balls on defense this turn. Cool. I think we're just getting back our Jadelight Ranger, and we're going to attack with everything probably, and just keep keep attacking. I mean, they have Inevitability, they have Azcanta, they have Nicol Bolas, and we are kind of just sitting here with our derpy creatures and not much else. So yeah, I mean, we're in attack time. This is obviously extremely aggressive, but this puts them to no. There, sure. They go to 3. Nope, they have Contempt. Okay. So obviously pretty bad, but they're not activating Azcanta, so it's not the end of the world. Their last card is Essence Scatter, then it is the end of the world and we're dead. But yeah, okay, sure. Alright. I mean, that's pretty ideal. Draw 2, deal 10, reanimate something. Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad too. Yeah, I mean, if you draw too many of the filler cards, your deck looks pretty bad, unfortunately. So, I mean, we are pretty dead here. I guess we top it. I mean, we are in a world of hurt. All filler, no killer. Moment of Craving, our Branchwalker. Eldest Reborn, yeah, this is all really bad for us. I think we're probably going to pack up our cards. We play the Reaper. Opponent does not fear the Reaper. I guess there's nothing amazing to get back with the Eldest Reborn at present. Nothing doing. I'm not sure what needs to happen for us to win this game, honestly. They Contempted our Reaper. And they Craving our... I mean, this is alright. We're about to draw our card and concede. Yeah, I mean, that was not a very fun game. All filler, no killer. I think this match should be very good for us. I'm not really worried about it. We have all the tools. They're all right here. We need to draw them, but we're going to bring our Duresses and our treasure maps, our extra Carnage Tyrant. We are going to cut all of our Wildgrowth Walkers, which are pretty bad. I'm also pretty interested in cutting the Llanowar Elves, I think. I don't know. Actually, they're all spot movement. I mean, they could have Ritual of Soot. If the game's going to go long, Llanowar Elves becomes a lot worse because you're not really in a huge rush to do anything. We are in a rush to cast our Planeswalkers. That is a nice thing to do. And they saw none of those in the previous game. Imagine they'll still have the Duresses in and stuff, but Harpooner can also kill Nicol Bolas or the 6/6. So can Contempt. Don't want to be too heavy on those types of effects. But I like the Harpooner just a beater too. Yeah, I think I want to... Maybe on the play I'll leave the Llanowar Elves in. Cut probably... Chupacabra or Contempt is a difficult question. I guess the Vivien Reid also kills the Flyers. Contempt only kills Planeswalkers. Yeah, I can cut the Contempts. I like the creatures better. It's their threats better with Vivien. Maybe we'll cut one Llanowar Elf. Which never really want to draw 2. Yeah, I actually like that a lot. I like how these Harpooners too, actually. If we cut the Chupacabras, I think we're a little too light to Nicol Bolas. Let's do this. We'll leave in 2 Llanowar Elves. Again, the thought process being I don't ever want to draw more than 1. If I draw up my opening hand, though, I'm pretty happy to, though, so that's fine. We'll have 2 Harpooners as beaters and also as a Doomblade effect for Nicol Bolas, other flyers. I drew the Llanowar Elf. I'm going to keep. If they have a fungal infection, I'm going to be very sad. But this hand looks like it should be pretty good at finding lands. So, a lot of exploring. Okay. Yeah, we can Jadelight. You do want to be aware of the card Ritual of Soot. Memorial and Jadelight. I'm pretty happy with Jadelight. Pretty happy with that. A 3-2. It was a Rogue Refiner. 3-2 came into play, drew a card. I'm pretty happy to do it again. Harpoonist. We currently don't have an answer to a Nicol Bolas. I kind of like it. Sure. Find looking pretty good here too. We're pre-combating our things because we don't want to attack and leave Llanowar Elves back and they just kill Llanowar Elves and Stone Rain us. So we're concerned with Ritual of Soot. I'm going to play Branchwalker, and then I'm probably going to attack for 5. Land. That's fine. Yeah, I'm not going to play into Ritual. I'm just going to attack. If they had cast a cast down on my Jadelight Ranger, I would have still I would have cast the Seekers Squire, but right. So all my cards got value. We play 2 more creatures, get some more value. We have Find. We have a way to kill Nicol Bolas. It's fine. Hey, friend. Where you been? Duress, that'll stay on top. Would have preferred that the other way. Have a 2-3 and a 2-1, but it's fine. Beggars can't be choosers. Okay, so we're going to discard. That's tough, actually. We're going to cast the Harpooner. We're going to kill it. I think we discard the Tyrant, honestly. We can get it back with Finality, or we would Find later. Next turn we can go Duress, Find, 2-drop. Yeah. Feels weird, but... Let's give him the old Duress keys, just in case. I can find this turn, actually. I'm being stupid. Give him the old Duress keys. Let's see what's up. Syncopate, Notion Rain, 2 lands. Wow. That is really good for us. Now we're working. Harpoon. This card's really good. So we're going to find back Carnage Tyrant and what? Probably just Jadelight Ranger, I guess. Could get back the Harpooner. as an answer to like the next Nicol Bolas or possibly the 6/6. A lot more value to be had, obviously, in getting back the like one of the Jadelight creatures, but definitely Carnage Tyrant, and then it's tough. I think I like the Harpooner, honestly. Well, if they play a Nicol Bolas, we'll have to discard a card, actually. I guess we'll discard Tyrant, Harpoon it again, and just keep playing. Yeah. I'm not, like, thrilled about it. I mean, they have land, Syncopate, so we're doing pretty well. We draw a land, get slam Carnage Tyrant, it feels pretty good. We have our Memorial, too, so... Oh, they drew the card we Duress. That never happens. Notion Rain. They put Island in their graveyard. So they went top bottom essentially. Land. Carney T. There are no cool animations on Magic Online, so use your. There are no cool animations on Magic Online, so please use your imagination. Roar. Memorial to Folly. Well, how about the Lethal Slam Jam? Do they have a Vraska's Contempt or a Moment of Craving? They do. Okay. So now they have the ability to draw Eldest Reborn. So I don't want to cast something. I'm just going to cast this Harpooner. We could like get back a creature, they would just counter it. So we'll just cast a naked Harpooner and play a land. And now we're insulated from Eldest Reborn. We have 2 lethal threats. We have another Memorial. We have an active Memorial to get stuff back. We're in pretty good shape here. That game, or this game, we drew our Boom Booms. It's a lot easier when you draw the killer, not the filler. So now we're on the draw, and I'm interested in taking out the Llanowar Elves completely, I think. And then bringing back in a Chupacabra. And I guess a Contempt. Not thrilled about it, but yeah, I think I'm happy with this. Llanowar Elves is just too vulnerable to Ritual of Soot. And just like doesn't play super great against a lot of their cards. We're looking to use our creatures to set up our mana and just play a bunch of big things and kill them, so this works. Harpooner's been A+, I must say. Excuse me. Well then. Alright. That's a tough one, because it is quite good. We're going to keep it. Once they counter it or discard it, it's 2 for 1. I'm going to keep it. I'm not happy we're starting on turn 3 here, but it's playing main deck Duress. It's pretty interesting. Alright, so I hit the wrong land. Probably won't matter, but obviously it should have been an Overgrown Tomb tapped. Notion Rain. Surveil 2, then then you will feel the pain. No, yeah, there you go. Surveil 2, then you will feel the pain. Notion Rain. This is pretty good. I mean, we got Reaper going. If they tap out, we have Karn next turn. That feels pretty nice. They slam Nicol Bolas here. Nope, they did not. Okay. They can Contempt this, obviously, but a Chupacabra. All right, so first things first, we're attacking. And then our play will be predicated on what they do. They Contempt this. No? All right. I'm happy to run that back, honestly. If they counter us, I don't really care. If they kill it, it's great. If they have Ritual Soot, I don't care. So, yeah, it's fun. If they had Contempted it, we would have been looking at a Karn. I mean, any tap-out threat we have answered here for the most part. Notion Rain. I've always hated these Notion Rain effects. Read the Bones. Sign of Love is fine because it costs 2. But I've always hated the 3-mana Divination Take 2 cards. The tempo loss is insane. And it's the exact opposite of what I've been talking about all video of getting on the board. It's the exact opposite. You not only don't get on the board, but you damage yourself to put your opponent further ahead. You know? It's not a great place to be. All right, so they have to have the card Actual Negate to stop my Karn here. They don't seem to have it. So we're going to play Karn. And I think we're going to draw a card. Usually you get a land off Karn. They have Negate. All right, sure, it's fine. Disdainful Stroke. All right, sure. That's a new card. I forgot about that one. They have a lot of cards in hand. That's kind of a tilt, but we're feeling our mulligan a bit this game. Like, they've had 2 draw 2s. We're down a card, so it definitely feels like they have a lot more cards than we do. But Reaper's pretty good at that. If they kill it, we'll get a card back. They play a Nicol Bolas here. We're really all in at that point. We're just going to Chupacabra it and then just hope it's enough. Oh my god. We do have 4 Carnage Tyrants in our deck. I'm playing Milan because if they have Nicol Bolas, I want to be able to Contempt a responsive trigger and not discard. That stinks. Now, we've been thoroughly outcarded this game, unfortunately. Branchwalker is going in the graveyard. We're not at the point where we can just play our poopers. We gotta get some better cards here. Come back in this game. Carnage. They played Watery Grave untapped. Carnage Tyrant, please. Not the swamp. Yeah, I mean, it looks like we're pretty dead here. They're up a few too many cards. The start was good, but... Oh, I should have put the land. I'm stupid. I'm an idiot. I was autopiloting from last turn. All right, this game's over anyway. It doesn't really matter. They get to Eldest Reborn back our Carnage Tyrant next turn and just win the game with the multitude of cards they have in their hand. Yeah, this is just over. Unless someone slug a Banefire and a Mountain into our deck. Yeah, so our hand was a little too slow. I mean, like I said, I was not happy to start on turn 3. You know, just get that 2 drop down and pressure their life total. They're at 5. You know, this game would have been much different. So, yeah, speaking of 2 drops. Yeah, I mean, we're down like 5 cards this game, 6 cards this game. Triple Notion Rain, Mulligan. So yeah, I mean, we're just dead. Alright, I guess we keep playing. Cast Find to get back Jadelight Midnight Reaper. All right. I mean, if they have nothing, and the Rescanta gives them nothing, Duress is definitely a nothing, so... All right, we'll top that. We're grinding. That was a cast down. All right, they're just showboating now. All right, I'm not playing anymore. All right. I mean, that was pretty tough. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I crushed all day with this deck. Obviously, I record a video and go 2-3, but overall, I think this deck's still really good. I think this is like the next evolution of Green-Black. We didn't play any mirrors. This deck's built to beat the mirror, obviously, and didn't play any of them. But overall, the core of the deck, I mean, Llanowar Elves is good. Walkers are great. We lost to that deck, and I think decks like that are usually a good matchup. We lost to the Boros Angels deck. I mean, the 1-3 is definitely an issue. I think we need a little more early spot removal in our deck, be it cast down or be it dead weight. Dead weight seems much more efficient, but doesn't kill the 1-3, which I think is a problem. Harpooners were great in the sideboard. Yeah, I don't know. I'm honestly a little bit disappointed. I've played this deck in 2 or 3 leagues today already, while I was streaming. I lost to basically only mono blue. I was beating essentially everything else. I won multiple mirrors. So, still think this deck's very good. That's all I got for you. I think this deck could be very, very good this weekend. Carnage Tyrant's the truth, and I think the Carnage Tyrant is one of the more important cards. Obviously, this weekend has already happened, so you'll know if I was correct or not correct. But overall, I think this is a good way to take this deck. I like that we have good answers to aggro and good answers to the top, the mirror style decks. We have good card advantage. I think we're a little weak to the card Disdainful Stroke. I think that card is very good against us. And that green-white deck was able to go over the top of us pretty nasty also. But I don't think that green-black is necessarily the end of the format. I don't think it's like, well, green-black's it. That's the best deck. Teamer's the best deck. Mardu's the best deck, just like it used to be. I think green-black is definitely beatable, and we'll need to adapt. And I think this is the good next adaptation of it. So I guess go look at the results. We'll see how everyone did, Like I said, I'm playing this deck. I believe Dan and Andrew are also playing it. I believe Ben Friedman might also be playing it too. So all my old Team MTG boys. So yeah, that's going to do it. So thanks for watching so much here on CoolStuffInc.com. Again, this is a video of standard Green-Black Carnage Tyrant, a variant of the Green-Black mid-range deck. And I'll see you fine folks next time. Remember, video every Monday, article every Friday. And I'll see you guys on CoolStuffInc.com.